90% of us believe that there is a God. 90%, yet we seem to be pushed around by 10%. And I don't care. You don't believe in God, you want to worship a broom, I could really care less. Now there's some people that want to remove God from America entirely, and you know, right here in this country that is, you know, one nation under God, you can't even now use the word prayer in school because it makes the children cry. Some people want to force their non-belief down our throats. I ain't forcing it down your throat. Don't force your non-belief. I don't care what you believe in. Just leave God alone, please. In Illinois, Robert Gettleman struck down a moment of silence law because he says it's an effort to force students at an impressionable age to contemplate religion. He says the law was unconstitutional because kids had the option to pray at that time. No. This genius suggested a new law that doesn't list prayer as a possibility. Well, now it's fixed. Let me ask you this. Are the children of atheists so fragile that the idea of prayer could actually warp their minds? I have an atheist child in the other room. We put a camera there. I want to show, because I've said prayer now a couple of times. Could we please bring up the camera in the other room of the child? And I hope they're not crying. Can you just bring up this is from the green room. Do we have it? Oh my goodness. Oh. Now I'll send my daughter in. She just said pray. Just pray a little bit at all. See, this is what happens every time. And then the atheist gets violent. I'd like to think that, you know, our kids could just sit there in silence for a moment, no matter what you believe. Don't bother the kids that are praying or the people who choose not to pray. Leave them all alone. Here's James Dobson, founder and chairman of Focus on the Family. Hello, Dr. Dobson. How are you, sir?
Glenn, thank you for having me on. I want to congratulate you on your new program. I think it's outstanding.
You know, I was on vacation, and these websites started saying that we were in a fight with each other, and I thought it was the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I think you're a very good man, and your Focus on the Family has done a lot of great things. And I assume,
Glenn,
I'm pretty sure your Christmas card to me and my family, I could take that you believe the same thing about me, so...
Boy, Glenn, I have no idea where that came from, but it's just goofy. I mean, I've been on your program many times. I even gave one of my monthly letters to 1 million people to you and the things that you're saying.
Sir,
so it's crazy.
The only reason why I want to bring this up is because I just want America to know I like Dr. Dobson, and I can't speak for him, but he sent me a Christmas card. We're okay. Just don't let the crazy websites.
That says it all.
Yeah.
That says it all.
Okay, I want to talk to you about a couple of things. I know you have, today's a special day. It's an anniversary day, and I want to get to that. But I also want to talk to you about religion coming under attack, where we are sitting here in a country now where we can't even say prayer. It's been deemed unconstitutional to even say the word prayer to our children. That's crazy.
Glenn, the decision that was handed down this week was not even about prayer. It was about a moment of silence without any mention of prayer. I mean, all that the school was doing was giving kids an opportunity to sit and think. They could contemplate, they could reflect, they could think about a baseball game coming, or they could pray. But nobody mentioned prayer. So it's the most extreme decision that's been handed down with regard to schools. They just have to eliminate even the possibility that somebody might pray.
You know, Dr. Dobson, I mean, here we are. There's two things that come to mind. First of all, if you can get people, and by the way, we're just assaulting people who are too weak to just be able to stand the word prayer. They're just like, oh, I'm traumatized. That's what that is on the bottom of the screen. There's a couple things that come to mind. If we say that God doesn't exist in this country, our rights come from God. If you eliminate God, who do your rights come from? The answer is the state. They'll replace the state with God. This is an effort. Look, I don't care if you don't believe in God. That's fine, whatever. But if you take God out of the picture, then where do the rights come from?
Well, it comes from the Constitution, you know, which says that we're endowed by the Creator with certain unalienable rights. And if you say that rights do not come from God and they come from the state, they can be taken away. if you say, as our founding fathers did, that rights come from God, they are inalienable. It is really a question of freedom. Everything is wrapped up in this issue of where those rights come from.
All right. Dr. Dobson, thank you on that issue. And just real quick, one last assault to anybody who's offended by the word prayer. Go ahead and roll that, Frank, anytime there. And here comes, oh,